So we go to the format pane for the visual and you can type in width. And then you can already see that there is now a column width and you have now multiple options. So you can also set different widths for each column. We will try that. And this is pretty cool now because now you have much more control over your tables. And the next cool thing that we got, welcome back to Power BI with AI Vibes. And today I will show you some cool features we got with the May 2026 update. So let's jump into Power BI and I will show you what we got and how you can use it. So here we are in Power BI and the first thing I want to show you is the fixed width for the columns in matrices and tables. So we go to the format pane for the visual and you can type in width. And then you can already see that there is now a column width and you have now multiple options. You can change the auto size behavior to fit the content, to grow to fit. So it's getting bigger to fit or to fixed width. And we will check now a fixed width. And then you can put in some default width, and the default width here is given with 90. And you can already see that the 90 are, I think, nearly working. Then you can change here the width of the single column. So for the order ID, you can see this is this column. And for the sum of the revenue, you can see these are the values. So for the order ID, we will choose 2025 at the moment to make it smaller. And you can see it's aligning much better now. And I think the 90 are nearly good, but here we can go to 2030. And what you could do now here is you could override the default. So let's try 20. I know this is a little bit extreme, but I just wanted you to show that you can override this one. And here we will set it to 83. And now you can see that this is nearly perfectly aligned. I think I can shift it here a little bit more. And then it is aligned now. What you could also do is you could go to a more granular view, so you can turn that on. And then you can see you can change the order ID, the January, the February. So you can also set different widths for each column. We will try that and put in here 100. And you can see this is getting bigger now. And you can also turn it off again. And by turning off, you will go back to the standard width you've chosen. So this is pretty cool now because now you have much more control over your tables. The next cool thing regarding tables we got is you can now influence the totals of your tables. So you can click on the total and you can choose customize total calculations. And then you can choose sum, average, min, max. You could do that before, but now you can also go to none or to average. So if you click on none, you can see that they disappeared. This is the same like turning them off. If we go back, you can see that they are back now. And this has also shifted, which should not happen. I think this is still a mistake because if we go back, the fixed width should not be destroyed, but I think this is a mistake that's still happening. If you go back to the total, you could also say now you want to have an average or a min or a max. So this is pretty cool if you want to change the custom totals. And the next cool thing that we got is a new input slicer feature. So we will select the input slicer, we will put it here, and I will put the month into the input slicer because this is a numeric column and I want to show you the trick with a numeric column. And what I can show you now is you can filter by numbers. So you can say you want to have all the months bigger than 6. You can click on run and you can see that the month columns are filtered. And you could also say smaller than 6. You need a comma and a space. and bigger than 10. Then you also get only the columns where the months are in that range. And what you could also do is you can say month 1, 2 to 6, and 12. Click on run and you can see again that the columns are filtered down. So with the new feature filtering by numbers, you got much more control, which is really pretty great in many use cases. And last but not least, you can now also better control what is published to service and which page is the landing page, because I think you will know that problem if you publish from another page than your landing page or the page that should be the landing page. I will show you that if you publish that to service now. And if we open up the service now and if we open up the report, you will see that the first displayed page is unfortunately the page you've been publishing from. And in the past, this was often a problem because then there were many complaints of, could you republish again with the right landing page? And you had a lot of work to do. But the great thing is what you can do now, you can go to the revenue overview, you can make a right click and set it as a landing page. And then we will go back to the page before and we will publish again. So save. And if we now go back to the service, reopen the report again, you can see that no matter from which page we are publishing from, the revenue overview will always be the first page that is displayed. And this is really pretty cool. I hope you like the May update for Power BI as much as I do. And if you liked the video and if you want to have more Power BI tips and tricks, just subscribe to the channel and leave a thumbs up. I wish you a great day now and see you soon to the next video. Bye bye.